Student, we have been doing the second part of the third chapter. The name of the second part of the third chapter is the Black Aeroplane. So before we start and finish the chapter today, I would like to tell you the brief summary of the explanation so far we have done. So we have read so far that the author started his flight at night, and he felt peace in being above a country that had fallen asleep. He was going to England from France, and when he saw his watch, the time was 1:30 in the watch, and he was dreaming and very excited to meet his family and have that big heavy breakfast. When he started his journey, everything was clear, the sky was clear, he can see moon, stars were twinkling. So he got the directions from the control center and he followed those directions. He geared up and followed the directions while putting the last fuel tank into operation. All this time he was only dreaming about his time with his family. So he was very calm and relaxed as everything was going as planned. Now when he crossed 150 kilometers, so he started seeing clouds, and the presence of cloud made it unsafe to travel. They were so huge cloud and dark, so he compared with them black mountains. He knew that he could not pass over them, he could not escape them, he could not fly above them because he did not have the enough fuel. But once he thought to go back to Paris control tower, and he thought that I should not fly, but then he was already very excited to meet his family and have that heavy breakfast. So he decided to take the risk, and he just took the old Dakota aeroplane right into the storm. And it was so dark, because of the storm he was not able to see anything, and suddenly all the compass started his compass did not work. He stopped working, the compass stopped working, all the other instruments were dead because of the bad weather. He became helpless. He tried to call the Paris control tower, but he couldn't connect because of the weather. And when he was panicking, feeling helpless and feeling lost, so out of nowhere, when everything failed, he saw a ray of hope. When he saw another aeroplane, he felt relieved. When he saw another pilot's face, and another pilot was ready to help him, and he was ready to help him escape the storm. He thought to himself that the other pilot is very kind, as he knew that they were lost and he was trying to help him. So he followed him like a obedient child. Now students, this was the summary so far. We have read the chapter, and now we'll continue after that. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. After when he saw, and he started following the another aeroplane's pilot like an obedient child. So when half an hour passed of that thing, the strange black aeroplane was still in front of him, in front of the author in the clouds. Now he started thinking that there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota that he can fly for 5 to 10 minutes only. So I was starting to feel, the author was starting to feel frightened, means he started to feel terrifying. He was scared, he started panicking again, क्योंकि उसे लगा कि सिर्फ 5 और 10 मिनट और ही मैं फ्लाई कर सकता हूँ, उसके बाद ईंधन ख़त्म हो जाएगा एंड वी विल क्रैश समवेयर, एंड दैट्स वाई वो घबराने लगा फिर से. आई वॉज स्टार्टिंग टू फील फ्राइटेंड अगेन, तो उसने दोबारा से घबराना शुरू कर दिया. नाउ but then he started to go down, and I followed through the storm. But then he saw that the black strange aeroplane started to go down, and he also followed him. उसने देखा कि ब्लैक एरोप्लेन नीचे की तरफ जा रहा है, तो उसने भी उसे फॉलो किया, उसने भी उसका पीछा किया. सडनली आई केम आउट ऑफ द क्लाउड्स. अचानक से वो क्लाउड से बाहर आ गया. एंड सॉ टू long straight lines of lights in front of me. And then he saw the two long straight lines of light in front of me. It was a runway. Runway here, student, means the narrow strip. Runway here means the narrow strip. He saw the narrow strip where the aeroplane lands or takes off. So it was a runway. He was so happy by seeing those two straight lines of lights in front of him, and he knew that it was a runway, an airport. So I was safe. I turned to look. He was very, very happy. The other pilot took his plane ahead of the lost aeroplane to make it easier for them to follow, while the author followed him like an obedient child. This you knew, and he started panicking. And then he saw that he came out of the cloud, and then he saw that he found a runway, an airport, and he was safe. But I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. So when he saw he saw the runway, he saw an airport, he thought, he was very happy that, oh, I was safe. So when he turned to look for my friend, उसने जब मुड़ कर देखा कि मैं अपने दोस्त को देखूं, उसे कुछ बोलूं, but he saw that आसमान बिल्कुल साफ है, खाली है. There was nothing there. वहाँ पर कुछ भी नहीं था. The black aeroplane was gone. That black strange aeroplane was gone. It was disappeared somewhere, and he did not find anything. He only saw the empty sky. I could not see it anywhere. मैं उसे कहीं भी नहीं देख सकता था.